They told him to stay back until he took out an entire battalion alone. The orders were clear. Stay back. Do not engage. But he stood at the edge of the ruined village, his rifle pressed against his chest, staring at the column of enemy soldiers, moving like a dark tide through the valley. Behind him, huddled in the shadow of shattered walls, were the very people he had sworn to protect. Mothers clutching children, old men gripping rusted tools like weapons. Their eyes all turned toward him, pleading silently. He was told to stay back, yet every heartbeat screamed that if he did, none of them would survive. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. His name was Daniel Kane, but in that moment, he felt more like a trembling boy than a trained soldier. His palms were slick with sweat, his throat dry as ash. The radio at his belt hissed again. Hold position, reinforcements en route. But the reinforcements were hours away. The enemy would be here in minutes. A voice inside whispered, "Do nothing. Obey." Another, louder, thundered back, "If you wait, they die." He looked at the faces behind him. A little girl with braids clung to her grandmother's skirt, eyes wide with terror. Kane swallowed hard. Something inside him snapped, not in fear, but in resolve. He stepped forward, alone. The villagers gasped. A murmur rippled through them, half prayer, half disbelief. Dust swirled around his boots as the first crack of gunfire echoed across the valley. Bullets sparked against stone. He pressed himself low, heart hammering, every sense sharpened to a blade's edge. Kane moved like a shadow, weaving between ruins, his rifle roaring with precision. One shot, then another. The front line of enemy soldiers faltered, confusion breaking their rhythm. They expected an army. What they found instead was a single man who refused to back down. He thought of his father's words, spoken years ago before deployment. A soldier isn't measured by orders obeyed, but by lives preserved. Those words lit fire in his chest. The battle stretched into minutes that felt like hours. Smoke stung his eyes. His shoulder ached from recoil. Yet every time he thought of stopping, he saw the girl's frightened face. He couldn't. He wouldn't. From a ridge above, the enemy regrouped. Dozens moved in unison, weapons raised. Kane's breath caught. Too many. This is it. But he didn't retreat. He sprinted forward. His boots pounded against dirt as he hurled himself into their flank, using the ruins as cover, forcing them to scatter. Explosions of dust and stone followed each shot. The ground trembled with chaos. One man against a battalion, impossible yet somehow real. Down below, the villagers stood frozen in awe. Whispers turned into cries, then into a roar of desperate hope. They watched the man they were told to doubt, hold back an army with sheer will. Still, the moral weight pressed heavy on him. Each time he pulled the trigger, he wondered, was this courage or madness? Was he saving lives or damning his own soul? But then as smoke cleared and silence fell, the truth became undeniable. The enemy, broken, disoriented, retreating, left the valley littered with weapons they no longer dared to carry. Kane stood in the center, chest heaving, eyes burning with both fury and relief. He turned. Behind him, not a single villager was harmed. The little girl stepped forward, her braids swaying, and whispered, "You came back." Kane's knees nearly buckled. He had been ready to die, yet he was alive, and so were they. The villagers surged forward, surrounding him in trembling gratitude. An old man clasped his shoulder. Women wept openly. Children reached for his hands. He had been ordered to stay back, but by stepping forward, he had become something greater than a soldier. Because bravery isn't measured by medals or rank, it's measured by the lives saved when all hope seems lost. And kindness, it doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back in the faces of those who still breathe, because of you. The same valley that once echoed with gunfire now pulsed with gratitude, a quiet reminder that sometimes one man's choice can change the fate of many. So what do you think? Was Daniel reckless, or was he right? Tell me in the comments. I read every one, and if you believe stories of courage like this deserve to be heard, make sure to subscribe. More untold moments of humanity and bravery are waiting for you here.